Hi, today we're going to talk about how to add a bar in the top right corner that shows how much energy is left in Alan's gun. See, something like this. So how are we going to do that? Well, first of all, let's see it in action. Alright, so we can look around and we see that. So we can switch the other side and we shoot. The more we shoot, the more it consumes, right? Eventually the wall destroys, but this went down, so now we can get some of this and notice that it doesn't go beyond the maximum. So this is what it is, right? And by the way, notice that we are using 16:9 aspect ratio as opposed to 3 aspect, because I've noticed that depending on what you choose, the position of this has to be a little different. Anyway, what do we need to do? Well, you go to main and you select UI image. This will generate this and this. This will be called canvas, so you change it to HUD. And this is the image and you call it weapon energy. Now the HUD, pretty much the only thing we change is that from constant pixel size we go to scale with screen size, and we use as a reference HD resolution. It could be anything, but as long as it is 16:9, that is why I think it's good to use 16:9 here, because now that we say that in a sense our reference is a resolution that is 16:9, we should use something like that here also while we play in the game. And then that's it now as far as the canvas goes. And then there is the weapons energy. Now the weapons energy, these are the coordinates. Of course, you see, if you move this, the bar moves. You can make it thicker, you can do all sorts of things. You can change. Here you have to say white because there is this special texture that is essentially a white blob, and so when you want to do something that is uniformly colored, you choose that one. And then of course it doesn't have to be white, so you can choose like 180, 100, 100 in your HSV coordinate, so you get this usual light blue. Then here, image type, I think is simple by default. You choose field, and then I'm not sure what I did. I think I switched a mistake. Yeah, I opened this. Then you say horizontal because it's horizontal, and then you say fill origin right. Basically, it starts from here is 0, and then it expands up to, for us, is 100, and that means it expands this way. If we chose something like, I don't know, left, when we play, it would consume from this side and go like this. So let's see it. There you go, and you will see it's consuming from the other side. That's because the origin is the left. So I personally prefer origin on the right because it is in the top right corner. By the way, it is important, right? If you press Alt, you also see this, but very fundamentally, that's what you want, right? This one. So that means if you choose this, it means that these coordinates refer to that. So that's why these are negative, because from here you go down and you go left, that are negative coordinates. Then the width is 500 and 32 is the height. That's just pixels. Again, remember that it all refers to a hypothetical screen that is in HD resolution. And then after you've done this, you add this component that is called the pistol energy controller, that is similar to the weapon on the pistol. So here we have the pistol energy controller. And what is it? Well, is this script. As you can see, it has basically a reference to the bar. He wants to know what's the current energy and what the max energy, so that he can plot it based on the max, that is 100, if you have 50, he knows that he has to make it about half, right? Because you see his current energy divided max. So for instance, if it is 50 divided 100, then it's 0.5, right? And then of course, as usual, here he says, if it is, and if the current value doesn't match, then make it so. And in a wake, you initialize it to the max, so that it starts from 100. And then we have to add another object that is game event listener. By the way, how do we initialize this? Well, here we need to have the reference to the bar itself, and then the current energy of the gun is the same that we used for the weapon component, if you remember, and the max, right? For the weapon, we also use the strength and a few other things maybe, but the muzzle and so on. But here, just the current energy and the max. Now we have this other object. It is the game event listener. It comes from this component SO architecture. There are some links in Canvas or videos to watch also about it. But fundamentally, this allows Unity to listen to the changes of a scriptable object. What changes? Well, guess what? The current energy of the pistol. So every time that variable changes, we don't even have to, do something when we modify it. No, we do stuff. It happens that this thing changes value, and this catches it. And then we say, well, this thing, let's do the update energy. If you remember, update energy is this, right? So it basically says, oh, is it already the right way? Nope. Then do it the right way. It's very simple, right? And basically, if this thing changes, then recalculate the length of this. It's pretty amazing how magical it feels, right? And that's part of the reason why we like to use scriptable objects, and we like to use the scriptable object architecture plugin that we installed probably the first week, right? With this, you can do basically monitoring of scriptable objects. You just add, subtract, make them bigger, smaller, reset them back to max, whatever. You don't have then and there to make a call or anything. No, you just put this monitoring in a sense, and when it changes, it calls this function. Just amazing, and it works really well. So that's it, pretty much. That's all we need to know in order to implement a bar. It's pretty simple, actually. Thank you.